Okay, you ready? What appealed to me about the Sozo mission trip was I had heard of another young lady who had been prior to the pandemic, and it seemed to have been a good trip for her. I also was familiar with the thrift store in the Birmingham area, and Sozo seemed to have been doing a really good work. And I was impressed with the fact that they had started a orphanage in Uganda.
Actually, my wife and my daughter did a lot of research. And so initially they were scheduled to participate, my wife and my two young adult kids. And I actually joined at the last minute. And my thinking was I needed to protect them, being in a foreign country. But this has been a transformative experience for me.
So I picked Sozo to come on a mission trip with because of their heart to build relationships with the kids and the community, and just because of their love for bringing together people from America and Uganda culture so I could learn about something new and new people.
So we did a lot of research before we went on this mission trip. And the reason we chose Sozo was a few reasons. We love working with kids. That was really the most important part for us. But then it was about community. It wasn't about going out and working or evangelizing, which we love sharing the word of God, but it was about building relationships and trusting that the people on the ground who already know the community and know the people were ready to keep doing that work. And we were just inviting people into their story, not creating our own.
We picked Sozo because of the perspective of missions. We love the idea of building relationships with people and empowering the staff that are here and encouraging them to continue the great work that they're doing.
My favorite experience here on the mission trip with Sozo was being treated and being welcomed as family. Going out into the community and experiencing the everyday life of Ugandians. Also, having the opportunity to see the children and see how they were well taken care of spiritually, physically, and emotionally. And just learning more about the culture, what they eat, learning about the animals that are in the area, and just seeing just the beautiful country that it is.
Well, actually, I really enjoyed the people and meeting the people, interacting with the people. And initially, before I came, I just had the mindset that since the kids were being abused and neglected, then I felt in my mind that they would be sad and depressed, but actually they were just the opposite. They were very excited and high spirited and had smiles on their faces. And that's, like I said the same for the people. The staff were very encouraging, and meeting with the Jajas and the elders in the community, they were very encouraging. They had high spirits, and actually they spoke a lot of good words over us, and so I really appreciate that. And that's why I say it has been a transformative experience for me. And I feel forever connected spiritually. That was a connection, before I got here, as an African American, I felt that connection already. And then just interacting with the people, I felt a special connection. And that was really deepened because, and I say this, and I don't, there's no real comparison, but I kind of grew up in poverty, as a single parent in a single parent home. Even though my needs were met, I had a place to stay, had clothes, food to eat. That doesn't really compare to the extent of the poverty that I've seen here. But at the same time, like I said, the spirits are very high, and the people are uplifting and encouraging and very hospitable. So I enjoyed my time here.
So my favorite activity while I was in Uganda was just meeting with the people, whether that be at the kids' village, whether that be on the safari and working with our safari driver Jackson and with our house mom Lillian, to meeting with the Jajas, the grandparents in the villages. each aspect of the trip was relational, where we got to talk about the culture and talk about our families and talk about the Lord. I think that was my favorite part of the trip.
Our favorite activity while we were here was really just meeting the kids and hearing the stories. And when I saw the staff and I got to see the things that they were doing and hear about how they were ministering to the kids, they were rescuing the children from places of poverty or abuse, and the way they were working together, it just resonated with me to, in my mind, imagine there's so much work going on from credible, worthy, humble people who are doing such an excellent work to save children that I haven't met, but God sees every day. And that moved me in a very powerful way.
Okay. My favorite activity while we were here was getting to serve alongside the caregivers of Sozo Village. Mama Topita and Mama Harriet just took us in and taught us how they do life every day, and we got to serve and help them with their daily tasks and just make their load a little lighter, and we really enjoyed that.
What was your favorite activities while you were here?
I think it was hanging out with the kids and seeing their joy on their faces and all the things that they were able to do, and learning about their culture and how it's different from ours, and all of the new experiences.
Were you?
Going to kids club and going to Sozo Village. Those were really fun. We got to see the kids and seeing them just being so happy to see you and getting to serve them. Yep, it was really fun.
If you are considering taking a mission trip next year, please consider Uganda. It may seem far away, but it's not as far as you think, because there are people that are family here. You will learn a lot about the culture. You will, they take good care of you. They make sure that you are safe. They make sure that you are well fed, and they have great facilities. But the main thing is the people and how they treat you with love and respect.
For someone that's planning a trip next year, I would say reach out to Sozo, and it's been a wonderful experience and very organized, and the schedule is mapped out for you, and so your experiences will be rich, and the people you're going to meet will be rich, and so I would say plan ahead, and don't be fearful. I know there's a lot of fear of someone going into a foreign country, fear of the unknown, and fear of crime and abduction. And I had no fears and no concerns whatsoever as I went about interacting with the people. And so I would just say have an open mind and come willing to learn, being receptive to the people.
For someone planning a trip next year, I would say call Sozo, do your research on Uganda, and just come prepared with an open heart and an open mind for the love that lives here. And pack some empty suitcases so you can take some souvenirs and pieces of the artwork and the culture back home with you.
You got to come to Uganda and check out Sozo. If you're planning a trip and you're thinking to yourself, what do I do? You got to come here. The people are absolutely amazing. The place is phenomenal. The culture is so dynamic and rich, and the people are willing to share and bring you in and make you a part of their family. It is a wonderful, wonderful experience. It's worth the investment of your time, of your money, of your energy, and of your soul. Please come check out Sozo. You're going to love it.
I would tell someone planning a trip next year to trust God through the process. There are lots of details, and just know that God goes before you, He's with you, and you are going to have a trip that you can never imagine how it will change your life.
If Sozo trip is all about relationships, you are welcome to Uganda.